Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name is Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome to an exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
where the podcast dares to ask, who's your favorite mascot for a video game console franchise? And why is it Gex?
Gex is the most hated one that you could name.
Remember,
You know how-
was it Bugsby?
Yeah. But the problem with Gex is that he did like Hollywood references.
Yeah.
So now, like, what does that mean to anybody? I think then he would say a name of someone, and I'd be like, I don't know,
Nope.
who the fuck that is. So you're killing me on this.
He's far too adult for the kids.
Today we're talking video game mascots because Sonic, I guess his birthday was in June, and I don't know if you saw it. They went fucking big for him. Made a bunch of big announcements. We've got Legos coming out. We got the video game coming out. We've partnered with Igloo coolers and made a Sonic the Hedgehog cooler. Pushed out just everything.
Junk.
Yeah. And it had me think of the first one that came to mind was Blinks the Time Sweeper. Remember Blinks the Time Sweeper?
Do you remember Blinks?
Fucking Xbox exclusive. They marketed it as the first 4D game. And the fourth dimension was time. They don't like let you get into it a little bit. They just tell you, like, I think it's on the box. Fourth dimension is time. And I thought of all because there was Mario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, stable mascot.
Done.
And then Sega was like, we gotta come out with something hard. We gotta be fucking cool and edgy and look at me and Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a hedgehog, he's fucking blue. Why? Don't worry about it. And then he did well. And that sparked a bunch of things that didn't do well. So many things.
Like the 7-Up game.
Like Spot from the 7-Up game. And so I just wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. And if you remember any, I can spout some off to you if you think that might help the conversation going. I think I'm going to exclude like Spot from the 7-Up game because he was just made
for 7.
I want someone who was made for a game because they thought that they were killing it.
Gex is my number one for that.
Gex is a wild one.
Gex is someone I always remember. Crash Bandicoot I thought was a solid swing.
Crash Bandicoot was really good.
And they still kind of have him around a little bit.
He's in Smash Bros, so he made it.
Oh, is he? I know he has his own kart racing.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said Crash, and I heard Crash, and I said Crash. I was thinking Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, that's fair. Banjo-Kazooie was a solid one, too.
Yeah, Crash is still going. Crash is still going strong.
Yeah, he's got a racing game, and then he just had a arena battle style game that came out.
Like a battle type, like...
Yeah.
We're not Battle Royale, but it's like
Smash
4v4.
Yeah.
Anyway. Spiral the Dragon. Remember him?
I do remember Spiral.
He was a good one. I liked him.
All I can picture when you say, oh man, that's a solid one. All I can picture when you said mascot, and it's not what you're talking about, but all I can imagine when you said video game mascot was the first commercial that has ever been stuck in my brain so long that even now to this day I only can think of that when I hear the song You and Me, no matter how you toss the dice. That song, friends will be so happy together. Yeah, that song. I can't leave me nobody. In case you needed more. Is
I was
the
like, we're just gonna keep doing it, huh?
the Smash Bros commercial where fucking Donkey Kong and Yoshi and Mario are just like holding hands and
Yeah.
swinging through the field.
I think the Smash Bros. Roster is a good example of just mostly mascots, right? Like Mega Man. So I say mascot. Does that in my head for some reason that limits just to animals? I don't know if it's like a sports thing, but also sports don't aren't just all animals. So I don't know why my brain does that. But like Mega Man,
Well, because I would
I
consider
don't.
Laura Croft to have been kind of a PlayStation, I guess not mascot, but maybe icon. I don't know.
Yeah, see, you wouldn't call her a mascot. I wouldn't call Master Chief a mascot, but they were like the face of the franchise at that time, at least.
Yeah.
Xbox, I feel like, has gotten so far from uh, Halo, and then Lara Croft is all but a thing of the past. They keep trying to bring it back, and it just doesn't do as well. I don't know if has the world gone too far past Lara Croft. Is that where we're at?
Well, it used to be cool because it was like, oh, women aren't badasses, but this one is. But now all women are
Yeah,
badasses, right?
maybe that's what it is. Maybe if we're all badasses, then none of us are badasses.
um, yeah, I think it's tough to define what a mascot would be because, like, there were ones that were like genuinely the flagship for the company, right? So
Mm,
you had your Mario and your Sonic, and then you have like secondary characters that you're kind of talking about, which would be like Star Fox, I guess, and
yeah,
um, yeah, it's
I think I think Sonic really changed the game because then it was like, oh, it doesn't have to be a person. Okay, cool. We're just gonna make whatever the fuck ever. Um, First example that I think comes to my mind is it's Rystar, which is just a star with arms and legs. It was like a platforming
oh, okay,
game. It came out for Sega.
okay.
Um, I mean, he looks like Sonic, like his face. It's just a star, but why not push it out? And it never got like a sequel, but like they've re-released this game, and I don't understand why, but he's a real one.
uh,
Um,
what about Glover?
Glover's a good
Do
one.
you remember? Who was it? 64, I think, is when I played Glover.
Yeah, Glover's a good one. I what was even the story for Glover? That
No,
and
no fucking clue.
God forbid you get into what the stories of these ones are, because then you just start going on the rails. Let me look real quick. Yep, Nintendo 64. You're right on that one.
I guess Pikachu would technically be a
Yeah.
mascot.
The game follows a magical four-finger glove named Glover uh, in his quest to restore the Crystal Kingdom by retrieving crystals that were lost. Put a lot of work into that. Uh, let's see. There was a sequel,
Was there?
Glover 2. Yep. That's the whole breakdown. Uh,
That is
Magical
everything.
four-finger glove named Glover on a quest to restore the Crystal Kingdom by retrieving crystals. Glover. And someone said, put it out.
Someone agreed and said, "I
It
want
couldn't
this to
even
be a
have been
thing."
Mario's glove. Like, just hit the shelves. Let's go.
Yeah, do you remember Bubsy though? Like,
I do remember Bubsy.
it
What do
was
you
such
think
a
Bubsy's
bad
story
game.
was?
It was such a bad game. It was worse than Gex, and Gex was rough. I played a lot of Gex as a kid.
I oddly also played a lot of Gex. Who was buying us Gex games
I
and
remember,
why?
I think it was the PlayStation 1. I remember just playing the fuck out of Gex. And it being so stupid because the beginning, I think the beginning of the game, like there was a man sitting in a couch watching TV and his little gecko was fucking watching it with him.
Oh, it's the Master Splinter story.
Mm-hmm.
I took in what you were doing, but all you was doing was watching TV. I could have been a
Uh,
karate lizard, and instead here I
he's a secret agent
am.
lizard. I think
Um,
Spyro was one of the best thought out.
yeah, no, he was really good. There's a lot of really good ones, and there's just a lot of really bad ones. And I could talk about any of them with you.
I'm trying to remember 360. There was 300, the 360, the Xbox 360. It was started with a K,
Xbox 360 started with a K.
and it was supposed to be like a flagship game for them. I remember you could turn into different creatures that were elemental, and you could play it, and it did terribly, and I loved it for some stupid reason. I keep wanting to say Korok. It's not Korok. Cameo. Kameo. Kameo. Yeah. Cameo.
Oh yeah,
It was supposed to be like this is going to be revolutionary for the 360, and then it just
isn't
tanked
it always?
terribly. Just
Isn't
so
it
badly.
always?
Solid Snake would technically be a mascot for Konami.
So Bubsy, by the way, the plot focused on a race of fiber-stealing aliens called Woolies, who have stolen the world's yarn ball supply, especially Bubsy's, who owns the world's largest collection. And I guess he's just working on getting that back.
And that's it. Checks out.
Bubsy.
Roll the credits, Bubsy. It
How
was
do you feel about it? You know what? I think being what is it?
anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic.
Hmm?
I think that helps a lot for me thinking mascot. But also, I think Echo, who's not anthropomorphic, but I would almost say fuck that game, by the way.
I
But
wish to never remember that game.
it's so good though. I know I said I wasn't gonna bring up any of the ones that weren't video game, but remember the
Pepsi Man?
pizza? No, what was it Domino's Pizza's character? What's the pizza
No.
character? He was red.
The Noid.
Yeah.
Was it? No, I think that's Pizza Hut was the Noid. But yeah, the Void with Noid. I
Oh,
think.
what a what a
Oh, it is
direction.
Domino's. You're right. Sorry. But yeah, I do remember the Noid character.
I'm pretty used to you kind of just shutting down Wednesday
Uh,
immediately.
the best brand, if you're just looking for like, a company that was like, let's just throw our shit on a video game because we want people to love our whatever product we had, is to this day still Chex. In fact, I've purchased that game recently so that I could replay it on my PC. It's from the Chex Mex Kids, or the Chex Kids cereal. You used to get a CD in a box, and it was literally just a Doom ROM, but with Chex cereal instead. And you were fighting these aliens, and you would have like a
The
spoon.
Chex Quest?
Yeah, Chex Quest. Thank you. You have this little spoon that spins, and you can stab them with it. And then they had like different guns to shoot the aliens. It was just Doom, but like you were Chex Captain Chex Commander or whatever.
Just for the record, if you're ever feeling like putting your hat in the ring, um, came out in 1995, 7 years ago. A man beat it in 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's impressive. How many people have tried though? How many names are on that list?
16, oddly. Also, one person 10 years ago, it didn't even give him a time. He's 16th. So if you just put in a time, you're 16th.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
The last time someone tried was 8 months ago. That's weird. That's weird that somebody beside you tried to get this world record.
This game is solid, man. This is a game. We're finally getting Friendship Supreme on a list.
So funny. Yeah, because like Kirby, Kid Icarus, Donkey Kong, I see them as mascots and then I don't see them as mascots at the same time.
Yeah, some of them are just main characters to a franchise.
Yeah. What about Sweet Tooth? You see him as a mascot?
For PlayStation, yeah. Specifically for, like, I remember they used to try to sell PlayStations with Sweet Tooth.
Right. Oh, Rayman. Remember Rayman?
I do.
Couldn't tell you what's going on in his world either.
No. Well, there was Vortex on the Sega. If you saw it, I feel like you'd know it. But it came with almost every Sega console. And it had like 8 other games with it.
Can you tell me about the game?
The man is just a bunch of balls. It's like a platformer. Vector Man. Is that what it is?
Yes. It's a good game. Hard as fuck. Maybe.
Yeah. And like it came with other games on it usually. And it came with the Sega usually. What a game.
Yeah, I just feel like these consoles try to put like an animal out front once Sonic came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think PlayStation, not necessarily because they were trying to be like the adult system.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had Crash though.
At the same time, I was gonna say Crash and then Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
and I want to say they were Rayman first, and then Rayman started like kind of just
what was
being sprinkled everywhere like Sonic.
What was the raccoon? The
Sly.
thief. Yeah,
that was a good game too.
That I would have
it's
said
a good series.
Like a real mascot style series for them.
But what about that Parappa the Rapper though?
I gotta believe.
Mascot.
I think for originality and thought process, I think Spyro was a really like well thought out mascot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my favorite, even though the games were probably not.
I remember just sitting in front of one of them because he had a glide mechanic too, and drove me fucking crazy.
What nowadays? What kind of mascot would you want from? They're just not anymore, right? Like I don't know. Other than
I don't think
main characters.
Every time they try to, it doesn't really do well. Like what was the Banjo-Kazooie? But no, I know that doesn't help you. Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
That didn't really take off.
No. Remember Nintendo Pets? Nintendogs?
Yeah, Nintendogs. That was the thing.
Viva Pinata was kind of a mascot for a 360 for a little while. Like they tried to sell it with the console.
They did really put. Is that what it is? It has to like come free with the console for it to be like the.
They just have to really push the console with it. Maybe I don't know.
Do you remember Bug?
Mm-mm.
Let me get more information for you.
Bugs Bunny?
No. And the reason you don't is because it came out on the Sega Saturn, and nobody had that. I had it for like a day.
I had the Sega CD.
So it's Bug Exclamation Point. That's the name of it. Let's see. I'm looking for like plot. The game centers around Bug, a green bug, and Hollywood actor who hopes to gain fame by defeating the villainous Queen Cad- Cadaver? Cadavra?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's it.
I watched Video Game Donkey play this, I feel like.
I have not watched him play it, and now I want to watch
I
him
feel
play
like
it.
it was him that I watched play this. I watched somebody play this for a brief little bit.
I played it for a brief little bit. Was not good.
No.
And then my brother talked me into returning it, and then we got the PlayStation, and then they played Resident Evil, and I didn't play games anymore.
Joke's on you, there was a fucking sequel to Bug, okay? Bug 2. TOO.
Sounds right.
Oh,
But yeah, why is it getting a sequel? It's not. This is what I'm saying. Like you're
um,
really pushing it. Earthworm Jim,
here you
remember?
go. It was something that they tried to push consoles based off of was the fish guy, human fish man thing.
I
God,
need more.
hold on.
Anything else? That's
Yeah,
that.
human fish game. What? So gross. Seaman, day one for
Mm,
the Dreamcast. I
yeah.
remember commercials with this fucking this horrific looking fucking fish with a man's face. I
I remember
hated
that.
all of it. It was,
I do remember that.
I don't know. I can't think
So
of any mascots nowadays that like really stand out.
so we named like 6 or 7. And does it just not work anymore?
Now it's a gimmick, right? Like it was like this is how we get people to pledge loyalty to our company, and that just doesn't exist anymore. Like even Xbox and PlayStation have said the console war is over. There's no more console war. Shit, at one point Microsoft has basically said fucking PlayStation 1, guys, they're better. So I
We're
mean,
cheaper though.
yeah.
So I googled a list from a site, Culture of Gaming. They have the top 10 most iconic video game mascots.
Hmm.
Ryu, which again I have a weird putting him in that category.
But not
Like I
Mario.
get it, huh?
But you're okay with Mario though.
I think because he was first,
Mm.
and then we did Sonic, and then I like more of the branching off that we got from Sonic because once we made Sonic, we were like, oh, I can just give something this fucking Arthur cartoon treatment and send it on its way. Got it. Mega Man's number 9, Spiral's number 8, Crash is number 7, Donkey Kong's number 6. I have a hard time. I have a hard time thinking Donkey Kong is mascot, but that's just strictly because of what we were saying earlier. One's just the face of a franchise versus like Pac-Man. Number 4 is Sonic. Number 3 is Pikachu. Number 2 is Link, and then number 1 is Mario. I don't see. I don't think of Link as a mascot. Do you think of Link as a mascot?
Nowadays, probably more than previously. Although, yeah, he was selling consoles to people that weren't. You know, he had his own fucking TV show, so yeah, mascot done.
Nobody like that show. Is that the qualification? You didn't have a show
No,
because Donkey Kong had a show.
I don't know what the show. I don't know what the qualification is. It doesn't make sense.
Help me. I'm looking to you for guidance and understanding, and you're just
This is one that I genuinely don't like. It to me, a mascot represents a company or a team. I guess technically they're representing a specific because Donkey Kong would be rare.
yeah. But I would almost give Rare to Banjo Kazooie over Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Oddly,
but for a period of time, he was Rare's mascot,
yeah.
and then Banjo Kazooie came along. Much like
Maybe
technically the
maybe I see
Battletoads, I think.
maybe I see it as Banjo-Kazooie because that's when Rare split from Nintendo, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, we're fuck you. We're doing
We're
ourselves.
doing
Don't worry
our
about it.
own. So I guess they just have to technically represent a company or brand, and so then I guess Star Fox can be one, or Ryu can be one.
Yeah,
But
I almost say like so if we look at it that way, does then every company just get one? I'm okay with that, but like I'm asking because if it is, then
yeah,
Nintendo's Mark. We're done,
yeah,
right?
they get one
Sega Sonic, we got the one,
done. Yeah,
even though they push out fucking Super Monkey Ball and shit.
yeah. Because then you could go
They
like Pokemon Company as Pikachu, not
right,
necessarily.
right. Game Freak, yeah.
That's fair. I don't know.
Well,
It's a ever evolving question that we've asked here. We may never have an answer.
I am more than excited to hear what other people think.
Yeah,
Down in the comments
let us know
below.
down below. Comment your favorite video game mascot.
Looking at my pops, like, is there any other mascots I could like?
Let us know down below in the comments what your favorite mascot is for a video game franchise, movie, or a video game franchise slash video game company slash console. Let us know how
Flash
wrong we
Era?
are. Also, make sure you hit like and subscribe because we come out with episodes every week. If you guys didn't know that already, you guys can reach out to us on all of our social medias, which are Friendship Supreme. The only different one is Twitter, which should be Friendship Supreme with no eyes because all eyes should be on our YouTube channel or our Twitch or our Kick. Where on Twitch and Kick we're playing video games live with people. Anytime you want to come on in and tell us how much we're just influencing your life and you just love us, we want it. You
Get
want
it?
to tell us how we're trash? It motivates us. Don't worry, we got you.
Word.
Here on YouTube, we're coming out with constant content all the time. Check it out. Hit the notification button. You're going to be notified every time we put out a new episode or a new video. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve, and you know, Maul says to me all the time now. You're too slow, and I hate it so much. It's adorable that he does it, and it drives me crazy all at the same time.